On a fresh, sunlit morning in the heart of the forest, a sleek black crow perched on her favorite tree branch, holding a delicious piece of cheese in her beak. She'd been looking forward to this cheese all morning, having snatched it from a careless picnic basket by the river. With a satisfied sigh, she turned her head this way and that, admiring how the cheese caught the light. Little did she know, down below, a fox with a gleam in his eye and a rumble in his stomach had been watching her every move. The fox, ever the smooth talker, approached the base of the tree with his usual swagger. Clearing his throat loudly, he looked up and called out, "Why, if it isn't the glorious Miss Crow, as dazzling as ever, I see." The crow looked down, one eyebrow raised, the cheese still clamped in her beak. She eyed him skeptically, thinking, what is he up to now? After all, the fox was known for his honeyed words and less than honest intentions. Undeterred by her silence, the fox continued with enthusiasm. "Oh, don't be so humble, my dear crow. I've heard tales of your grace, your beauty, but seeing it in person, I'm absolutely stunned. Such glossy feathers, such poise." The crow, who prided herself on her lovely feathers, shifted a little on the branch, subtly adjusting her wings so they caught the sunlight just right. She stayed silent, though her eyes glinted with a hint of satisfaction. She wasn't about to be taken in by a few compliments, right? The fox, noticing her reaction, turned up the charm. "My dear, I must confess, I don't think I've ever seen a bird as magnificent as you," he purred. "And not only do you look like royalty, but I bet you sound like it too. I can only imagine the enchanting songs you must sing. A voice like yours could put every nightingale in the forest to shame." Now the crow felt her heart flutter just a little. She had always thought she had a certain charm in her voice, though others might disagree. But here was the fox, practically begging to hear it. Surely one note wouldn't hurt, she reasoned, looking down at him. I should play it cool, though, she thought, tilting her head regally. She adjusted her feathers, holding the cheese firmly, and then raised one wing, as if granting him the rare honor of her voice. Just one caw, to show him what a refined bird she was. But the fox saw his moment approaching. He let out an eager gasp. "Oh, please, Miss Crow, just one beautiful note. I could die happy with the memory of your voice echoing through the forest." Her chest swelling with pride, the crow finally gave in. She took a deep breath, fluffed out her feathers for maximum effect, and threw back her head. With all the dignity she could muster, she belted out her loudest, most magnificent caw. In her passion, she'd completely forgotten about the cheese. Down it tumbled, right into the fox's waiting jaws. He caught it with practiced precision, a delighted gleam in his eyes as he took a big, satisfied bite. The crow blinked in horror, realizing her mistake. "Wait! You tricked me!" she squawked, her eyes narrowing in outrage. The fox smirked, licking his lips with satisfaction. "Tricked you?" he repeated, acting innocently. "Oh, my dear crow, I simply appreciated you, and you rewarded me with that delightful song and this fine cheese. Truly, it's a day I won't soon forget." The crow bristled, crossing her wings with a huff. "Oh, you're unbelievable. All that sweet talk just for a piece of cheese. And here I thought you were being sincere." The fox gave a little bow, grinning up at her. "But I was sincere. You really do have a certain unique charm, Crow," he said with a wink. "Though I might suggest holding on to your lunch a bit more firmly next time." The crow glared, feeling both annoyed and a tiny bit flattered despite herself. "You know, Fox, one day you'll meet someone who doesn't fall for your tricks so easily." The fox chuckled, taking one last triumphant bite of the cheese. "Perhaps, but until then, my dear crow, I'll remember your lovely voice and this delicious snack. Thank you for both." And with that, he trotted off into the forest, his tail flicking behind him. The crow watched him go, shaking her head with a mixture of frustration and reluctant admiration. "Well played, Fox," she muttered, vowing to herself that next time she'd stay silent, no matter how good the flattery. The story teaches us not to let our pride cloud our judgment, reminding us to be wary of those who might use charm to take advantage. It's a gentle warning about being careful with those who have sweet words but hidden motives.